I
And
will start recording.
okay.
And we want to welcome everyone to our second session. This is Rebecca Barker from Estill Springs Elementary in Estill County, so very close to where I am. And she's going to be talking to us about classroom screen for every educator. Less talking, more teaching. And we're so excited to learn how we can transform our classroom flow and increase engagement with our students. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm recording. So, Rebecca, I'm going to let you take it away.
All right. Well, welcome. And as I was mentioning earlier, this is like totally out of my comfort zone, but it is something that I have in my classroom now that really has helped with that flow more so for the teacher, maybe than the students. So, um, Jennifer has put the presentation in the chat if you want to go ahead and maybe get a tab for that just in case something messes up. Um, and Miss Jennifer is going to be there to help me when I need it. And anybody else can chime in when they want to as well. So, but first of all, here is our agenda. A little intro and then the why. Why do I want to share this with you? And then what is it? We'll explore some. I do have a surprise at the end, and then we will close it out. So, but before I move on, can everybody see what I'm doing? Are we good, Jennifer?
Yes, we can see.
Oh, okay. I thought, oh no, I've lost them.
No, I'm still here. Sorry, I was on mute.
It's okay. Sorry.
And you
All
all
right.
remember to keep your cameras on if you can. I meant to remind you of that we like
Yes.
to see you all.
And so, but in the pictures there are some from my classroom. So, but this is my why for sharing this tool for your classroom. Since 1995, I've been in numerous classroom settings. I've been in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and I had an EBD unit. Staying on track has probably been one of those areas that's needed improvement through since 1995. I would get those teachable moments, but often it would cause me to get behind on my lessons because I love to talk. And if it's something, especially when it came to like social studies or something like that, I could just get off on a tangent. So they were getting, those teachable moments, but I would get behind on my lessons. So last year, I was introduced to a classroom screen, and I've already found out in the chat and things that some people are familiar with this, and that is wonderful. And like I said, we can help each other. And at first, I like dabbled in it a little bit because we all know how it is, like adding that one more thing to what we do. And I'm old. I'm not that very techy. And so it took me just a little bit to really get into it. But later on, I was needing something to help me get everything I needed to cover in 65 minutes. And that was social studies, writing, language mechanics. Those are the three things that I'm teaching in fourth grade currently. So I was running out of time. So I thought, I'm going to go back to this platform. And instantly, I began seeing the results. And it has been a game changer for me in the classroom. Um, it's just, the flow, like I said, the flow is it's just so much better. And I'm staying on track. That's why it's Less Talk, More Teach was the title. And so, what is Classroom Screen? But before I go on, using 0 to 5, if you could place in the chat, how familiar are you with Classroom Screen? Maybe you've never heard of Classroom Screen, or maybe you have and just haven't used it in your classroom. So if you can maybe just put in the chat just quickly about how familiar are you with this Classroom Screen? So I'll give a second for that. And Jennifer, you might have to watch for me on that.
I am. You've got lots of zeros and ones, but you also have some fours and
Good.
some threes and twos. So you've got a good mix, but a lot of folks are not very familiar with it. So that's good. So somebody said they've never used it.
Okay. Well, good. Like I said, it wasn't until like last year, and I was talking with our coach, and she was like, have you ever heard of that? And I was like, no. So I started playing around with it. But these little bullets have come from their website, which is classroomscreen.com. It is the #1 online whiteboard for teachers. So it's, and then it's just like you would use your whiteboard, and you'll see just in a minute what I'm talking about. It improves classroom management without really using your voice a lot, and you'll see that in just a moment as well. It makes teaching more engaging, lessons interactive, interactive screens. There are 25 little, 25 little widgets to use to put on your screen, and they're very helpful tools that will keep you on track. There's a template library, and in the presentation there, I put the link for that, or where you can go, but you can always just get that on their homepage as well. So, and all that came from their little their homepage, and we will go there in just a minute. And if you notice, there's another link that it's a file that they sent me. I contacted Classroom Screen. They're located in the Netherlands, so that's pretty cool that we can get something from the other side of the world, to make sure that it was okay for me to share out their this platform. And they were overly excited that you all were going to get to hear about it today. But they sent me some things to use, and at the bottom of this slide there is another link, and it just kind of gives you an overview of I'll just open it up real quickly and let you see. All right, Jennifer, am I still good?
Yes, you're good.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. No,
You're stuck with the one that doesn't know.
No,
But
you're good.
this is just a little get started little document they shared with me, and it just, you can scroll through there when you have a little more time, or maybe at the end of our session. It will go more in depth what Classroom Screen is. It tells you how to sign up and the widgets and all of that. But again, it can go through, and it can help you even after this session. Let's see. And there's an example. You can choose a background and put all these little widgets on there, these little tools, to make it more effective and engaging. And then I'm just going to scroll through just so you guys can see what's all there. But there's all the widgets, background, poll. You can do polls, you can do randomizers. And you can just stick it all on that little screen. You can add whatever you want. And sometimes the kids like to add stuff as well. But again, but that, you have that was in the chat, the presentation. If you didn't get it, we can get it to you later on. But that's something that you can go back and look at. So, any questions so far? I talk really fast, especially if I'm nervous.
We're good.
Okay. Okay, now you're seeing one of my screens from back in October. I had taken a picture of this for something else, and I thought this is, and I wanted to share it with you. In addition to other things that we have to do in our classroom, we do Thoughtful Classroom. So one of the things that I chose to work on was a 7-step kind of, my mind has gone blank, but like a 7-step, I call it by help. But using Classroom Screen, I realized I can put the 7 steps on here. What are we doing? Who's doing it? When are we doing it? How are we going to do it? Like if you need help, what you're going to do after, and the criteria for it. So using that thoughtful classroom tool, I can add it to the screen and it's right there for me. I don't have to think about it. And this is one way that it keeps me focused. This is what we're doing. This is, and then the why, or learning intentions, how I know I will be successful. I've added that because you can add text boxes. I added that because the way my room is set up, I was like in front of the room. And if I wanted to go over and look at my learning targets, I had to go almost on the other side of the room to do so. And I thought, well, I'll make a text box for that. So whenever I have this screen up for this is for our simple solutions. So when we're doing simple solutions, I bring this slide up. I know what we're doing, how we're doing it, how long we're doing it, and the why. And it's right there in front of me so I can look at it, I can refer back to it, and once again it kind of keeps me on track. With the timer especially, you can put a timer. I've used timers in the past and they work, but for some reason this has just clicked with me after 30 some years. It's finally something that's clicked. So with our simple solutions, I would go and I would set the 5 minutes or so for them to work on their own. And then I would set it back for 5 minutes to go over after that 5 minutes, because simple solutions is one of the areas that I would like get off on tangents because whatever they were learning about. So I would have that timer up. I would watch it. My kids would watch it, and I would be finished within my 10, maybe 15 minutes instead of what would take maybe 30 minutes or more. So it just kept me focused. And like I said, it's been a game changer. So I can get what I need done in that 65-minute time period. You can also add, if you look at my screen, there's a little stop sign, a traffic light. I've used that a couple of different ways. I have, if the light is red, that means there's no talking. And then yellow, we can maybe be group talking or whatever you need it to be in your classroom. I've also used it as just a symbol, a visualizer for them to know green, you're good. We're working, we're on task, we're good. Well, if I go over and I make it to yellow, then they know that's like, ooh, we better make sure we're doing what we need to do. And then if it goes to red, then they know that there's something, that we've got to regroup and
in trouble.
Yeah, get back on track. So that could be used different ways. And I always put the clock on there because they're always asking what time is it. So, and there's different ways you can put a clock on there. And then I just had to remember we'd been talking about growth mindset, and you can just give them a little encouragement message on there, an affirmation or something. But you can put all kinds of things, on here. I was going to let us go and give it a try. So if we are ready for that, let's see if I can, let me see if I can do this.
Rebecca, can I throw something in there?
You sure can.
One thing that I have found helpful is you can make a schedule on there. We switch classes every day, and you know how our day gets interrupted by different things all the time. And
Yes.
so if you're ending at different times or your classes are shorter or whatever, or even if you had a substitute, I've set a schedule on mine and had it make a little ding sound when time is up. So when it's time to change classes, I don't have to set an alarm on my phone anymore or, have it, and if you have a sub and they're not used to your schedule, it just makes a little ding sound and tells them, oh, it's time to switch. So, and that is something, you can even copy and paste it into each slide that you have. So if you do a different daily slide or a different one for each subject that you teach, I only teach writing. but we have the different classes there all day, every day. So
Right.
that is something that I have found really helpful. And it'll go off, and the kids are conditioned to it now. And they know, okay, that's our time. And I set it a few minutes early so they can have time to pack up and go where they're
Oh, that's
going. But
yeah.
that is something that has really saved me, especially since, um, it's hard to get back on track when you've had a holiday or something special and your schedule is different. So that's just a suggestion.
Yes. Well, thank you. I'm all up for suggestions. Like I said, I'm still kind of like playing in, like, but it's just, and with you said with that ding, I need a ding. I need something saying, stop, we've got to move on, because I just get, I just get off on those. I'm going to call them the teachable moments. And, but for each screen, I think I might have it up here. Let me share. Okay. So, isn't he cute? He greets us every morning. I'm not sure if I can. Hang on just a second. Okay. All right. This is a screen that I use in the morning. It tells them what to do, and it's our morning routine. And you can add pictures. There's my dogs. They love to see my dogs. They've been asking for me to change my pictures. Then we will go into the next part is our simple solutions. So I have a slide for that. And then writing, this is from our sessions, a 2-minute write. Sometimes I challenge them to do 4. So I have the learning intentions and all that 7-step directions there. And then whatever we might be doing in social studies. And then there's extra screens in case I need it. Because sometimes, I'm going to go back to this screen. Sometimes I just need a timer, and I just throw a timer up there. As mentioned earlier, I'm old. I go back to even probably before you had to choose popsicle sticks. But this is a widget I want to show you. I hope it works. It is a randomizer. And so I have each group. I have 4 different groups. So each group I've got them, you have to, put them in there. So each group has a list of who's there. And then this is what I can use instead of popsicle sticks. And then they know to be watching, and they know to be engaged too, because their name might pop up. So I found out this is really helpful while I'm here. See, I'm getting off tangent. If you click below, here is all of the widgets. And then you can go to more, and you just click on, more. And there's all kinds of widgets that you can add to your screen. Background, like I said, you can do a poll with them. The sound level, you can do that. Like some of this stuff I've, have worked with a lot, and some I haven't. But I'm going to give you some time to explore. All right. Am I going okay? Am I going too fast?
No, you're doing fine.
So Jennifer's put back in the presentations in there. I am going to try. You are going to get to see if I can. My tech stuff here. Well, I don't know. It's went away. Okay. All right. I'm going to drop this in the chat. Never thought I'd be saying that. Okay. Okay. Here is the link just to get to classroomscreen.com. if you will, or if you want to, go there. Go ahead and get to classroomscreen.com. Ooh, that's a good idea. I have not really been seeing this the chat, but that's a good birthday sale. That's good with the kids. But if you go to Classroom Screen, and if you don't have an account, you can go ahead and sign up for an account. Okay. Oops. Well.
And the cost is not prohibitive, I don't think.
No.
It's
And
like
I'm going to
$30
talk
a
about
year.
that, yeah, in just
Okay.
yeah. But there is a free and paid version. So okay. So you can log in or try for free, but there is it is a free and paid. And we'll kind of talk about, I wanted to talk about the difference, because a lot of times your free stuff it's good and it will get you what you need. But in this case, I think the paid version is really helpful.
Worth it.
It's worth it. It is worth it. And it's not that expensive. It's like $32 a year to get the paid version. Okay. So if you're there, you can always, there's a new workspace. You can add, these are kind of my screens that I've been playing with. There's also screens already there for you. But I love that little llama. He just makes me happy in the morning. But you can create a new screen. I don't know. Oh, maybe I got to add to it. There we go. Add collection. New screen. And then once you get to your screen, then you can start changing your things around. Maybe you want a snowman. We probably don't want to wish snow. Then you can, let's see here. Okay, I need a clock. So I'm going to move it around. And again, there's different ways you can do it. You can just do it digital, but a clock is always good because they're saying, what time is it? So, and then let's see here. I'm going to put all right, I'm going to show you this randomizer again. Open in setting, and you can go over here and you can make as many as you need, your list. So if I'm in my rotation 4, I will choose that one. And then their names are there. And then and it will go through all of the names, and then it starts again. You can even put a QR code on there. Like I said, this is one of my favorites. Let me see if I can move this around. This is one of my favorites. Let's see. You can add stickers. And this is even good. You could even use this as some kind of maybe engagement or, a reward or something. Hey, you get to pick out our stickers to put on our screen.
Becky Pardon asked, if you do a poll, do the students come up to the board and click their answer, or do they answer on their device?
To be honest, I have not used that a whole lot. We can try though. I think they would probably have to come to the board because it's on like it's on the board, like my TV screen or whatever. So I'm not 100% sure, and I'm sorry I don't have that answer. But I think they might have to come up to the board. I will figure that out, and I will get back to her. Because that would be something interesting to use. Anybody that's had Classroom Screen before know the answer to that about the poll?
Bobby said she has an extra wireless mouse that she has plugged in that students
Okay.
can use when they enter the room to answer the poll. So they can
Oh,
just click that mouse that she's got.
okay. All right. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think you can. Like I saw someone else in the chat say they'll give you a code. I'm a gifted and
Oh,
talented teacher, so I don't have all the things. I only have 10
yeah.
Chromebooks. And so it
Yeah.
doesn't, they don't keep their Chromebooks, they have to sign in. So that option is not really like time friendly for me or anything. But
Uh-huh.
I thought when I plugged in my wireless mouse, it would just be one. But my computer, I'm assuming your alls would too. I don't know. Let me have two mice. So I could have mine at my desk, but then I just kind of put a little desk out for students. And as they enter the room, almost like a little bell ringer, they just grab
Uh-huh.
the mouse real quick and click their poll. And it seems to work out pretty well. And it goes pretty quick. Just right as they enter the door, they look and cast their vote on the poll. And it kind of builds that SEL component for the first few minutes of,
Yes.
you know.
Rebecca, I think you can make it remote or on the screen, so it'll give them a website and a code to go to.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you can choose.
I saw
make
that. Like,
it
like I
full.
said, I can't see the chat, but thanks. We're
Yeah, you
learning
can make your poll
together.
go either way.
Okay. I appreciate it. I might have to try that one next week. We'll try a poll. But if you want to, what time, how much time do I have here? Let's see.
10:36.
Okay.
You got
So,
about 19 minutes. You're good. You've got
okay.
plenty of time.
All right. So let's take about 7 minutes. And I'll set my little timer. It will take about 7 minutes, if that's okay. And we will go to, oh, I love it. You can go and set up an account and maybe fix a slide for next week for you or something. Just some minutes just to go and play with those widgets. Is that okay? Would that be okay?
That's fine. Melissa's already put a screenshot of her
I love that.
screen in the chat. That's awesome.
And maybe we can do that. We can share out some maybe of our time. But I did want us to have a few minutes to go and look and make sure you have an account if it's something you think you might want to use. And like I said, you might already have an account, but that way you can then you can have that time.
They can play with the free version.
Yes.
too.
Yes. And then we'll talk about the online version. All right. Let me go. All right. I'll see you. I'll see you in about 7 minutes. Oh, do you have a question?
I do. I have a question. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're
No,
fine.
good.
It has a widget for a webcam. Could we plug in our document camera so that we could still have the timer and everything as the kids are working, like to keep the directions up on the board too?
Like I said, this is still kind of new, but that kind of sounds like a good thing to look at. Let's
Okay.
see.
Rebecca Jones said yes, she just tried it.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
Awesome. Thank you.
You guys are great.
That's very cool.
Yeah. I haven't, there's a lot of widgets, and so, but that would be great kind of having it up there.
So any of you who create a screen like Melissa, if you want to copy and paste that into the chat, that's so cool. Lacey's
Okay.
like, so how do you do it? Rebecca, can you give us the directions on Rebecca Jones, how you did it?
Oh, okay. haven't been able to go through the chats.
That's okay.
Some people are posting. Let's see if
Rebecca Jones, I know you're on there. I see you.
okay.
Oh. She said there's a camera app.
Okay.
Is it within Classroom Screen? You just have to change which camera. Okay. Or it may say video.
Okay. So we're about at a little under 5 minutes. Um, Also, I am elementary, but like I was kind of exploring their homepage and stuff too. Oh, good. Um,
Thanks,
and it's
Hannah.
like all the way up through high school. And there's if you go to that homepage, if you kind of like scroll down and look at that, it will kind of show how people are using or how you can use it at the middle school level and the high school level. And so, oh yeah. That's good. Like I said, it's something simple. I've tried Google Slides and Canva slides, to kind of keep my day going, but this is just like I said earlier, it just has clicked.
Well, I think it would help me stay organized,
Mhm.
and it would have everything I need on that screen. I really like using that for RTI, Hannah. Thanks for posting
Mhm.
that. So each group knows what they're supposed to be doing.
Okay. The other Rebecca said it says webcam, so but and even posting my learning targets and stuff on there, having to you're supposed to kind of like you have to keep referring back to it. And
Right.
I was having to go like, and I am in an old my school used to be a 5th and 6th grade center, so I'm in a science room, so it has the big old type, like science table, so like I have to walk around it and get to the other board for them to see. And it just, after I put that on there, I was like, and that's checking a box if somebody comes in for a walkthrough. You've got it right there, and you can go, oh, I got to refer back to that. Or, and that 7-step direction, this isn't Thoughtful Classroom, but that's helped me also keep on track, posting that up there. Just, and the kids know, the who and the what and all of that as well.
Rebecca, I know you're going to talk about the differences between the paid and unpaid version, but one thing that I really love about the paid version is that you can share your screen with other people. So if I am sick or can't be at school in one day and it's unexpected, um, I can always put things on Google Classroom for my kids to do or whatever, but I can also create a screen from home and share it with my coworkers, and they can pull it up on my account in my room, for my sub to see or for my kids
Oh,
to see to keep them on track. It's just endless, all the things you can do with it.
yeah, that is wonderful. I haven't actually shared a screen with anything yet, but the couple of days, fortunately, it wasn't unexpected. I was out. I could have that out, up and ready to go for the sub. Oh, that's cute. But yeah, see, I get distracted. But yeah, thanks. That is wonderful. That's a really good option for this, and that's good to know that. And it's easy for a sub to use. All they got to do is like click the next
Yes.
screens, and back to the paid. It's $32 a year, which is really not bad for something that is a paid version of something. Um, but it saves your slides, and I think you get up to like 100 slides, so you can just keep adding to it. And on the free version, I was having to go back and like create and do things, and that's just helped. It saves it, and I can go in, I can change the date or whatever on that morning slide, or what, or whatever we're doing. So, and Bobby's got one
You've
there.
got several different kinds of slides. I
Yeah.
really love looking at what you're creating.
Bobby
Yes.
Mason, will you tell them how you have the kids put up one of your slides where you have the kids check off what they've done? Like Bobby does it to where she'll put a class list and the kids physically go up there and touch the screen when they're done with their work or whatever so that she can keep track. It's really handy.
Oh, that's good. You guys are teaching me, and I'm sorry I don't know all of this. I just knew that I really enjoyed this, and I wanted everybody to be aware of it because it has been a game changer. I can't say that enough.
Again, that's why
Oh,
we're here.
yeah.
You all have learned tools that through these sessions and your participation in the grants and to
Yeah.
see how you all have just taken those tools and run with them is amazing. And
Yeah.
Rebecca, you're doing great. You still got some time, so you
Okay.
keep going
Oh
with
yeah,
your
and I'm not
presentation.
quite finished yet. But too, just speaking of all the things, the wonderful things the grant has given us, I had the 2 minute write. That was from our grant sessions. Simple Solutions was from our conference. We got that from our conference. Um, and then the next slide, I've been using TCI. So, the History Alive and all that, Social Studies Alive. So that has, that's incorporated there as well. It's not Classroom Screen, but just a little shout out to all the things we get from our grant,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah, you can go back to that slide if you want to.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I will start wrapping this up. I haven't even
Oh,
paid
you're
attention to
good.
the
You've got
timer.
about
Got a
9
timer up
minutes.
there. It dinged. Okay. So here we go. I need to get back. Okay. So here is our, I did a little recap. Classroom Screen can bring engaging and efficiency into your daily activities. It has an array of items to help you support the learning, whatever you need in your classroom. It also helps with classroom management and manage your teacher talk time. Like I said, I desperately needed that. So I know we've had questions and things in the chat already. So if there's anything else that you need, just put it in the chat or unmute yourself. And Jennifer's watching that chat for me, and she's doing a marvelous job.
If you have a Twitter handle, Rebecca Barker, are
Yes.
you on Twitter or X? Do you have
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You can put that in the chat later. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will, and it's coming. And now you may be wondering what's the cost. We've already kind of talked about it. It's free. There is a paid version that's $32 a year. It has different features. Some of those have been talked about today, and I highly recommend the paid version if this is something that you want to use in your classroom. And now for my surprise. And look, I doubled my little corgi up there. I just realized that. But for joining my session today, you will be placed in a drawing for a year paid subscription to Classroom Screen. When I reached out to the folks at Classroom Screen, they said they didn't do things like kind of like promotional type things or whatever, but they have sent me a coupon. So to be able to get for that coupon, I will send it to you by email. But I want to thank you, first of all. In true KUDC fashion, please tweet about this tool. Not necessarily me, just the tool out there. You can use KUDC grants, the Department of Ed, just to continue to show them what wonderful things we're doing. Classroom Screen has a tag, your grant if you want to, and then there is my tag at the bottom. It's at Rebecca Barker 70. So here's how the drawing is going to go. I want you to tweet about it. I thought that might be the best way to, if you tweet and then tag me and Classroom Screen and all that stuff, and then I will put you on the randomizer, and I will get in touch with you for that prize.
That's awesome. That gets me excited. And
Does
I can do it. I can't participate, but
Does that work? Is that okay for that's the only way I thought about drawing. I was like,
no, I think
gonna
that's
try
great.
to do it during the session. I thought, ooh, I might get a little, might mess it up somehow. So but if you'll tweet it out and you can.
Make sure you tag Rebecca.
Yes, I'll put it in
Barker.
here.
How awesome. So they'll get a whole year.
Yeah. And if you have a year, then if nothing else, I will reach out. His name was Finn. The Netherlands. Is that not just awesome?
That's awesome.
That you can get but if you already have a year a paid subscription, then maybe we can talk with him and he can like add on to it and you can have like another one
Another
or
year.
something.
Oh, that'd be great.
So anyway, well, thank you for joining me and thank you for all your help with this. I've learned as well as you all on this, and I'm excited to go back and try some of those features that I have not used to. And you can reach out to me. It's just if you need to at any time. I didn't put my email in there, but it's Rebecca.Barker
At estel.kyschools.us.
at estel.kyschools.us. And you don't have to tweet right now, but if you will, and then I will put you all in, and I will let you know. It might be later on today, or how about Monday? I'll give you time to tweet out, and then on Monday I will look, and we'll see who might get that special prize
You'll randomize them, and then that's funny.
on classroom screen.
On classroom screen, and which is wonderful. You're going to use the tool that you showed them today. Rebecca,
Yeah.
you did a wonderful job. You've gotten so many good comments.
Well, thank you.
People
Like I said,
are happy to
totally.
get this resource.
It to me, it was a game changer. So like I said, I've said that a lot. That's the only way I can change it. And even like some of my walkthroughs, it's noticed that I'm staying more focused and
Organized, focused,
and
on track,
and having the paid subscription membership or whatever. I just go through my slides and then I can change
That's
them all
awesome.
or whatever. So, but I hope you found something that you can use at school on Monday. That's what we always say, something you can take back and use on Monday. And thank you.
You did a wonderful job. You all, your final session will be at 11:10. So you have a little bit of time to take a break, restroom break, go get something to drink. We've got one more session for you. So at 11:10, that third session will start. And at the end of that session is when you'll get your evaluation link. And that way you can go ahead and do the evaluation and get credit for your time today. Thank you so much, Rebecca. You did an awesome job. Awesome job.
Thank you for your help, and thanks to everybody else that chimed in.
Yes. Thank you for participating, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and end this session, and we'll get ready for our last session. Thank you.
All right.
Good to see you
Bye-bye.
all.